Hey, RetconRaider here, and welcome back to episode 71. Despite a few speed bumps, we've officially wrapped up our caravan escort contract, which means that now it's time to... Oh. You're in your tent when Rowan makes an entrance. He speaks bluntly. Nobles be talkin'. Big fancy tent set up yonder, and they're in there. Putting your quill pen down, you respond. Just talking? The mercenary shrugs. It's quiet, so they're either in there talking or killing each other real quiet-like. You get up and step outside. A brisk air hits you, and on it is the scent of spices and flavors. Looking upwind, you spot the tent. Cooks and chefs are hurrying about with orders of food and other makings. Servants carry platters of meats, vegetables, and fruits. An opulent tent, black with gold embroidering, houses the nobles. Bannermen stand outside. They take no part in the festivities. They're mostly playing cards while occasionally glancing at one another. Some are bandaged with blood-splotched linens. One man stands on crutches with a haggard, half-cocked knee. You ask Rowan what the news is. He nods toward the scene. Well, they rolled up about an hour ago while you were checking the maps. We didn't want to bother you, but, well, they seemed intent on staying, so, you know. You get a good look at the noble tent. Through its opening, you can see the faint glisten of crowned heads passing back and forth. Rowan spits and asks, Who do you think won the war? You hawk a loogie, spit, and shake your head. Who gives a shite? All that matters to you is that peace means fewer contracts. Perhaps now would be a good time to put up the sword and enjoy your crowns. Or maybe say to hell with all that sentimental crap and just keep pressing forward, leading the company to even greater things. Well, it's official. That brings the noble crisis to an end. I was hoping to get in at least one or two more big fights, but it is what it is. Regardless, that's 2 endgame crises down and just one more to go. It'll be a while before the final crisis begins, so until then, we'll have to find some other things to do. I think we'll start by stocking up on supplies and heading north into uncharted territory. At the behest of House Ravenholt, the Retcon Raiders confronted the armored ranks of the other houses, a seemingly insurmountable challenge. It was a hard-fought struggle against opponents trained, disciplined, and well-equipped, but in the end you overcame the enemies of House Ravenholt and triumphed on its behalf. During the celebrations that follow, Sir Wenzel, one of the lesser members of House Ravenholt, suggests that you end the festivities early. Your men are getting too rowdy, and he's concerned they may take advantage of his family's hospitality, walking off with the silver plate or fighting with the staff. He notes that there has already been a broken window, and points towards some broken glass on the floor. You reply that, although House Ravenholt was victorious, it is also at this point much weaker and more vulnerable than ever. Now would be a foolish time to alienate friends, or to make new enemies. He takes your advice to heart, and the celebration continues until dawn. Well, that's another ambition complete, so we get a huge boost to renown and the usual company-wide boost to morale. It's not much, but it is a nice bonus on top of all that loot we earned from the crisis. At any rate, we've got work to do, so let's keep heading north. The Raiders' journey to the frozen north was relatively uneventful. We did end up encountering and wiping out 2 small flocks of Noxeror, but since we know that those things don't stand a chance against us these days, we'll just move on to something more interesting. And we're back. We're about as far north as we can go at this point, and we've stumbled across an enemy stronghold. We have no idea what's in there, so we're sending our best equipped brothers in to find out. Alright, we're up against a group of 24 Wiedergangers and Geists. Not exactly what I was hoping for, but it will let us complete our new ambition pretty easily. Now, it's going to take those zombies at least 3 turns to reach us through all this snow. That should give our archers ample time to thin out their numbers. Oh, hold on. There are actually a few fallen heroes over there, too. That does make this a little more dangerous. Wojtek just dropped our first Wiederganger. Unfortunately, we didn't get any other kills, so now we're just cycling into round 2. Okay, let's keep picking off zombies. Fox takes down another Wiederganger. Wojtek takes down a Wiederganger as well. And now we're holding again. We're not taking these things down nearly as fast as I had hoped. Hopefully our frontliners can start decapitating these things once they're close enough. We've got 2 zombies resurrecting, and the Geists are on the move. That's unfortunate. I was hoping we wouldn't have to deal with them for another turn or 2. Fox cuts down 2 more zombies. Wojtek drops another zombie as well, and the Wiedergangers should be close enough to attack in just a moment here. Let's have Kazarin and Reinhard prep their spears. Oh, speaking of which, you may not have noticed, but Kazarin is now sporting a fighting spear. We picked that up when we were passing through Torvaholm. Well, I was hoping the zombies would cluster up a bit more, but let's get things started. Rondus readies his greatsword and moves up to attack. He almost finishes off the armored zombie with a single strike. Osvold moves up, readying his greatsword and cleaving into the zombies in front of him. Igot moves up as well, tearing into another zombie with his great axe. That fallen hero with the greatsword is the biggest threat on the battlefield. We'll let Kazarin deal with him for now. Vlad moves up, hitting another zombie with his billhook. The Geists are getting closer. And there's the screaming. We definitely got off easy. No one's broken yet. Our archers will start focusing fire on that fallen hero. Henry will move up to the center of our formation. We'll have him start rallying the troops every turn, until someone can take out those Geists. We're going through arrows a lot faster than I thought we would. That might be a problem. cuts down one of the zombies on our line, and Vlad decapitates another. Rondus tears into the zombies, badly damaging one and killing another. Reinhard moves up, engaging the Geists on the north. Very nice. He efficiently takes out 2 of them. Reinhard takes a very light hit. Vlad cuts down another Wiederganger. Round 5. We've got more zombies reanimating, and a lot of morale damage, but no one's broken yet. Alessandro takes down a Wiederganger. Then he scans for other open targets. And he takes down a second walking corpse as well. Henry rallies the men, restoring their lost morale. Wojtek mows down 2 more zombies. Fox drops another zombie, but now he's exhausted. Drops a zombie with his dagger. Vlad kills a zombie with his billhook. Osvold decapitates a Wiederganger, then starts working his way towards the Geists on the south. Rondus cuts down another zombie and moves up to engage the Geists. Oh, right. Because I readied his greatsword, he doesn't actually have enough action points to switch back to his dagger again. Reinhard is squared off against a fallen hero, but that Geist is a priority target. He shield bashes his way past the fallen hero, and takes out the Geist with his dagger. Nicely done. Looks like an enemy finally got past Kazarin's spear. Moving into round 7. Uh-oh. Okay, the fallen hero with the greatsword is back on its feet, and both Osvold and Rondus are trying to flee. We either need to get them back in the fight, or we need to clear an escape route. Alright, Henry managed to rally Osvold. Unfortunately, Rondus is still broken. Alessandro takes down one of the risen zombies. Fox takes down the fallen hero with the greatsword. Then he takes a moment to catch his breath. my god efficiently dispatches 2 more zombies. Wojtek mows down another undead. And finally gives in to exhaustion as well. Osvold drops the zombie next to him, then moves up to support Rondus, handily destroying one of the Geists. Kazarin starts trimming away at the hero on our south. Meanwhile, Reinhard is still holding the north. He takes a moment to catch his breath. Ooh, Rondus tries to flee and loses half his health to the Geist's spectral claws. Three more zombies return to the fray, and Osvold is broken again. Fox takes out yet another reanimated zombie. Hopefully this is over soon. He's almost out of arrows. Bunny takes down 2 more Wiedergangers, then takes a pot shot at the Geist. Henry tries rallying the troops again, and this time Rondus returns to the fray. Reinhard starts whittling away at the hero on our north. Wojtek considers taking pot shots at the Geist, but decides to take a breather instead. Dominic advances, cutting down the last Wiederganger on his way by. The rest of the brothers start focusing on those fallen heroes. Rondus switches off to his dagger, but he can't land a hit on his intangible foe, and Osvold pays the price, losing half his health as he tries to break away. Dominic is wavering, but he's still in the fight. Wojtek clears our southern line, taking down a fallen hero and the last Wiederganger. Tired of fighting a losing battle, Henry surges forward, taking out the last Geist personally. That just leaves the fallen hero on the north. If we can take him out quickly, the fight will end before anyone else can reanimate. Oh, looks like Osvold's back in it. Good for him. Moving into round 9. Yeah, I was afraid of that. The other fallen hero just reanimated. Hopefully we can take him back down without too much trouble. Bunny shoots down the hero on the north, and I think we'll actually have most of the raiders hold position. Oh, wait, Kazarin is close enough to attack. And he takes the hero down. Osvold and Rondus did take a bit of a beating, but otherwise I think things went pretty well. Looks like we didn't get any level ups, but Wojtek is undisputed MVP with 8 kills. Nothing significant as far as loot goes, but we did get some nice treasure items. We also got some armor from the fallen heroes, but now that we actually have real armor, there's no reason to use it. It's just vendor trash at this point. Anyway, I'll take a moment to rearrange our roster and we'll get back to exploring. After the fight, Janos Martel sits gazing at his feet, looking completely knackered, as do the others. That was the battle I was born to fight. Now if I die, it will be alongside the bravest and deadliest bunch of men I've ever known, and I'm proud to call them my brothers. This is met with a chorus of weary assent all around. Peasants talk of sweat, blood, and tears, but the men of the RetconRaiders have walked through fire and prevailed. 3 times the men shout the company name, tired but victorious. In the days to come, you find that wherever civilized people gather, they point you out and whisper, whether in fear or admiration you do not know. Everywhere you go, word of your mighty victory has traveled the land before you. Who dares stand against us now? Well, that's another ambition under our belt, which means more renown and even more morale for the men. Good work, Raiders. Let's move on. And welcome back. Looks like we're wrapping things up with what's likely to be a very short fight against some Goblin Wolf Riders. This is a pretty one-sided battle. I almost feel bad for these guys, but then I remember that they're goblins. Interesting. Most of them didn't even bother trying to flank. Well, that just makes this even easier. Let's tear them apart. Fox puts an arrow through a rider's arm. Bunny takes off another rider's ear. Potato pierces a rider's hand. Mark pierces another rider's hand. And Rowan shoots a rider in the face. Woe slices open a goblin's gut. Eraton takes down one of the wolves with his dagger. Then finishes off the rider with 2 more strikes. Reinhard chases down another wolf rider, killing the wolf with his spear, and finishing off the rider with his dagger. Kazarin takes out another wolf and rider on the south. Belfontaine takes down another wolf rider with a flurry of dagger strikes. Round 2. Unsurprisingly, the 2 unengaged wolf riders have had a change of heart. They're running for the hills. Bunny shoots the last rider through the arm. Potato takes down the rider. And Mark finishes off the wolf. At this point, the only enemies left on the battlefield are those 2 fleeing wolf riders, and there's no way we can catch up with them. We'll just cycle through to the end of the turn and let the battle end. Let's see here. No level ups. No real loot either. Well, I guess it was a pretty easy fight. We've got a lot of unexplored territory here, but I'm curious to see where these wolf riders came from. I think we'll follow those tracks. And it looks like they led us right to a goblin outpost. You know, we've always avoided these places in the past, but the raiders are a lot stronger than they used to be. I think I know what we're doing next time. See you then. Hey, RetconRaider here. Well, I guess that's it. The Noble Crisis has come to an end. While it wasn't quite as climactic as I would have liked, at least we did get to take on some pretty big fights this time around. We faced off against the armies of 2 noble houses and walked away victorious. All things considered, we actually made out like bandits. We've currently got over 40,000 gold in our coffers, and our inventory is practically overflowing with top-tier equipment. Now we just need to spend some time building up our levels so we can actually use all of that equipment. Now that the crisis is over, the cities controlled by the other noble houses are no longer hostile towards us, but our reputations are still strained. It's going to take a bit of work to undo the damage caused by the war, but that's fine. We're going to be taking on a lot of contracts in the near future. We're currently stomping around in the frozen north, looking for new and interesting encounters, but we also need to start preparing for the final crisis. We've still got about 2 or 3 months worth of campaign time before we'll actually have to deal with it, but this is easily one of the deadliest challenges that the Raiders will ever have to face. That means that we're going to need to use our time wisely to make sure that the Raiders are as prepared as possible before the armies of the dead rise and begin their march against the kingdoms of the living. Once that happens, our campaign will finally be coming to an end, one way or another. This is RetconRaider, signing off. Thanks for watching. Oh, and remember, although I do love playing Battle Brothers, you can find out more about the game by visiting the official website or the FanRun wiki. Links are in the description.